Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Thank you for joining us on the program. Website very simple, thisweekinamerica.us. Our guest on the program is Steve Sughrim. He is a successful entrepreneur who has launched numerous companies. Steve is always looking for the next big thing, and he's found it. The mobile app revolution, a $25 billion market, the fastest growing industry in history. You literally make money on the shopping you do every week. And Steve Sughrim with us on the program today. Steve, welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us.
Well, Rick, thank you for having me on the show. It's an honor.
We all look around for the next big thing, and we find it after everybody else has found it. And, okay, this is not going to work out for us. Let's keep our eyes open for the next big thing. You actually have found it. You've done your homework and your research. Talk about the mobile app revolution and why you feel this really is the next big thing, and we all can be part of it.
Absolutely, Rick. Well, after some research, and really my story is really quite simple, and I'll really just go back in the early 90s when the telecom industry was deregulated. And at that time, companies, got on board, they came up with creative ideas and really capitalized on an industry. And back then, I knew in my heart that someday an opportunity will come because, I missed that trend when it took place. And now fast forward where we're at today, and you look at the shift in consumer habits, and everything is shifting mobile. At one point, the phones were actually getting much smaller. And then companies realized, well, wait a minute, we can't do this because now the consumers are using their mobile more than ever. And, the projections of what's happening in this industry, I mean, you're taking a multi-trillion-dollar industry, with mobile advertisement, mobile app. You look at the mobile industry in itself, and it presents an opportunity for us to capitalize. I mean, if we just get a fraction of a percent of this multi-trillion-dollar industry, we're doing very well for ourselves.
You're listening to This Week in America. Our guest on the program, entrepreneur Steve Sughrim. His website is stevesughrim.com. That's STEVESUGHRIM.com. Go to our website, thisweekinamerica.us, and link on directly to Steve's website. Okay, now that you've laid that out for us, how can we participate? How can we actually cash in?
Well, you see, what has been offered is this concept called incentivized sharing through a company called Paid2Save. And the incentivized sharing model is really quite simple. It's the opportunity to download a free mobile app where you can save money from all the big box retailers around town. And every time you save money, guess what? You have the opportunity to as well make money by sharing the free mobile app. Now, everyone could, save money. They can use the extra $100, $200 in their pocket on the shopping they're doing anyways. And it's as simple as downloading a free mobile app from the Google Store or the Apple Store.
How do we get more information? Obviously, go to Steve's website, and he's got some information there. But how do we go about when we're looking at this, and it sounds like this really is exciting because, yes, I use my mobile device all of the time. How do we get started? And you said basically it's as simple as downloading an app.
That is correct. Yes, you just go to the Google Play Store. If you have an iPhone, you go to the Apple Store. And you just type in Paid2Save, P-A-I-D, the number 2, S-A-V-E, and you download that mobile app. Now, what's unique about this incentivized sharing? Everyone needs a ID in order to download the app, and this is how the connection takes place and how the genealogy actually tracks who shared the app with whom. And my ID is 70374, again, 70374. And you would need that ID to download the app.
It's that simple. And you talk about this concept of incentivized sharing, and this works out for everybody, doesn't it? It works out for the person who is participating and works out for the people that you bring in. I mean, basically what your friends can be spending money and you can be making money.
Absolutely. Well, let me just break down the incentivized sharing so you get the general concept of what's going on. So a consumer can download this app for free. When they download the app with the referral ID, they're assigned their own connector's ID. Now, they have the app on their phone. They could share it with their friends, their family, co-workers, share it with whomever with their ID. Now, where it becomes interesting is for the local merchants, because our goal really is to help the local merchant get more business by creating a community of loyal customers or the consumer base that would support these local merchants. Now, when the merchants now themselves sign up on our platform, which, by the way, Rick, they get this platform for free so they can advertise on this mobile app. And when their customer base download the app with their merchant ID, and their customer base now leaves their establishment and go out and shop at the big box retailers or the other local merchants in their area, or even their competitors, that merchant now have an opportunity to generate income of the transactional volume of their own customer base. So it's taken a customer loyalty rewards program to the next level. So as you can see, it's a sharing model where we all benefit from it.
Steve Sughrim, our guest on This Week in America. Information at Steve's website, which is stevesughrim.com. That's STEVESUGHRIM. Information at our website, thisweekinamerica.us. You can link on as you go there. You mentioned some of the really big stores nationwide are participating, and that list is growing on basically on a daily basis, where more local businesses are getting involved as well.
Absolutely. We have over 9,000 plus of the local, of the national stores, such as your Macy's of the Worlds and your, Walmart, JCPenney's, you name them, they're on there. And as well as an opportunity for the local merchants to advertise alongside these big box retailers. But on this app, what's unique is also a section for online ordering. So one can go and browse the stores that are online, which, by the way, are all commissionable as well, such as some of the Amazon offerings. And we'll be adding more and more online stores on the app. Our goal is to really get every single national big box retailer on the app. We're going to have opportunities where we're going to have, in fact, right now, Rick, there's companies lining up to advertise on our app because, companies look for the eyeballs. And our goal is to have several millions downloading this app this year. And as a result, merchants are going to line up to get their products advertised on our app.
It all starts with a free download at Paid2Save is the mobile app we're talking about, Paid2Save Mobile. And again, we'll do this a couple of times, Steve. They can use your ID number when they're going in there. What's that? What's the number again they put in as they're downloading?
Sure, Rick. It's 70374.
And we'll have that information on the website as well. And what's really interesting, as I've done a little research myself into this, how quickly this can add up. It doesn't take too much shopping on your part, too much shopping on a few friends' part, and all of a sudden you've got a nice check every month and you're not doing anything you wouldn't have done normally.
Exactly. And let me just share this incentivized sharing concept. Not you brought it up, Rick. So let's just say, for example, okay, you would have shared this app with, or sent an invite to say 200 of your Facebook friends, and 10% downloaded that app. Okay, that would be 20 people. And if those 20 send an invite to 200 of their friends each, okay, that's 4,000 invites. Well, at a 10% download, that's 400 folks with the app now on their phone. Now, if you just do that just two more levels, you would have over 160,000 people with this app on their phone. But think about this for a minute, Rick. If you were to just make 10 cents, just 10 cents off the shopping of this 160 people with the app on the phone, you're going to generate $16,000. So you're helping people save money by downloading the free app and shopping. And guess what? Just through this unique model called incentivized sharing, potentially you can make over $16,000 in revenue.
And again, I go back to doing things that you normally would do, your friends would normally do. This is an opportunity to make money, again, doing what you're currently doing with your lifestyle. You're not going out and spending a whole bunch of money on inventory. You're not going to your friends and saying, I'd like you to participate in, oh, by the way, you've got to buy all of these various products that you're probably never going to use anyway, but do it. You're actually tuning your friends on, turning them on to something that's going to save them money, gives them an opportunity to make some money as well. And I understand the company has paid out a very impressive amount of money. I mean, a lot of money has been paid out to people who are participating in the Paid2Save program.
Well, absolutely. We've paid out over $1 million already. And what's unique is this software, the tracking software that tracks all the app redemption. It tracks it's geofencing on this on the software. So app, you can walk into a location, it'll know when you're in that location. You could click redeem, and if you're not in that location, it puts it in your in my deals section of your phone, and so that way when you're in those locations, it redeems it. So every aspect of the redemption of the discounts on the app, to the actual going into the locations, to the online shopping, because sharing the app, everything is tracked and such that it's all calculated on a monthly basis. And thus far, Rick, we've paid over $1 million, and yet there are millions more to be paid out to the folks out there.
A minute or so left in the program. Talk about some of the examples that you're familiar with, some of your situation in family and friends that you've turned on to the Paid2Save mobile app. Talk about how easy it is and the surprise that these people have when suddenly they're making money.
Well, I'll share two things with you, Rick, because this is quite often the case. I have several friends, but one in particular that stands out. She actually had a friend that was going shopping at one of the big box retailers, and she just so remembered that, let me share this app with her, and she did. And the gal had a coupon and forgot it at home, and so happens she remembered my friend mentioning this Paid2Save app to her. So she actually called her up, and she was able to take a screenshot of that discount at this location. And so she showed the phone to the clerk, and the clerk scanned it. She got 40% off her bill. And by the way, she saved over $130 just from that one coupon. And we're finding a lot of people are getting just excited, just being in line and sharing this app with folks wherever they're at, and because, again, what you don't know. So if you can help them save an extra $100, why not? But guess what? As a result of her just sharing this app, I mean, she's now generating income, and she's a single mom. So for her, this is the easiest thing that she could ever do. Because what are we doing? We're actually helping the consumer base. We're helping consumers save money. And on top of that, we're helping the local merchants actually gain additional business. So as you can see, it's a solution-based opportunity for folks where they can generate, unlimited income by sharing this free mobile app.
As we wrap up, let's sort of talk people through this. Somebody's listening to the program, they're watching the video on YouTube, and they're thinking, I'd really like to do this and at least get some more information. If they want to download, how do they go about doing it? Walk us through that process, because it's really very simple.
Sure. Again, we would go to the go to your Google Store or the Apple Store, and you would download the Paid2Save app. Again, that's Paid2Save, PAID, the number 2, SAVE app, and then you would enter ID 70374, and then follow the processes in completing the download.
It's just that simple, and you can get information at Steve's website. Our guest on the program, Steve Sughrim. His website is Steve, S-T-E-V-E, Sughrim, SUGHRIM.com. Information you can log on directly by going to our website, thisweekinamerica.us. Stephen, judging from your enthusiasm, you feel like people must have thought when they were on the ground floor of cell phones that, this is a new frontier, and guess what? I'm part of it. You're excited about this.
Oh, absolutely, Rick. Absolutely. Because, if you know what I know, not only in the mobile industry, because I tell you what, the concept, any company that come up with an innovative concept and are first to market with that concept are the authority in the industry. So if we would have just looked at that part of it, that this concept of incentivized sharing, but then we look at the mobile industry and we look at the fact that mobile is the future. Do you realize, Rick, here it is 2015, and the experts have already said in the next 4 years, 5.5 billion people would have subscribed to a smartphone. 5.5 billion. There's over 7 billion people on the planet. How do you get 5.5 people to subscribe to a smartphone? But that's where we're headed. We're headed in, mobile is the future.
It's exciting information. It's a free downloadable app called Paid2Save, Paid2Save, the number 2. And information available at Steve's website, Steve Sughrim, SUGHRIM.com. We'll check back in with Steve from time to time and see how the project is going. Steve, thank you so much for sharing this with everybody. It's been a pleasure having you on the program, and thank you for being with us.
Rick, the pleasure is mine. Thanks for having me on the show.
Once again, Steve's website, SteveSughrim.com, SUGHRIM.com. Information available at our website, thisweekinamerica.us.